You are about to witness the power of toy knowledge. Where are my figures at? Straight out of Poland, it's my homeboy Rick, classy action figure seller with a 6-inch dick, the bruiser, in his stonking collection of action figs that he sticks in his ring. 6 solicited pics for like button clicks, everything that drips out his lips is a statistic. Yeah, he's the kind of dude can tell you who threw who out of Rumble 92. Need to know a bit more? Check out his stories, putting figures in a box daily. And for this little rap, he didn't even pay me. So also on the show is Martin.
Hello everyone, welcome to 7 Figs a Month. Last week, we were at the movies when we were looking at Last Action Hero and Rick ranked backwards, apparently. But fear not, this week we return to the ring, back to 1990, and we are looking at WCW and their Galoobs. My name is Marty, and I am joined by my man Rick, who is hopefully going to rank forwards. How you doing, Rick?
Hey, Marty, I'm good. I'm feeling a bit better, and I'm ready to redo Last Action Hero whenever you want.
Yeah, redo your rank. It is what it is.
I stand by it all, mate, till I die.
Till you die, that's fair.
No, it was good. It was fun. It was fun doing the movies. I'm excited to do more. I'm excited to do. It's nice to be back in our safe zone of wrestling, though.
It is, but this week I listened to the podcast back because I wanted to listen to Callum's track, obviously. So whilst I was listening to it, I did mention that I would like the gold convertible.
Oh,
and I thought, you know what, Marty, you're right. So I went on eBay and I bought the gold convertible, and it arrived today.
you dirty dog. Are you happy with it?
Nice. I am actually. Yeah, it's got a good bit of weight to it. It's got loads of dynamite.
I like a heavy toy.
Yeah, it's not too. It's heavier than you think it would be.
Oh, that's great.
Maybe we'll do a proper review video when we get more down.
Well, I've got my car coming still, so we can. Yeah, let's meet up in France as we do. We can have a race or something. Exciting stuff. I'm very jelly of that. You've done well there, mate.
Thank you. And also this week, I went on a toy hunt.
Oh,
Would you like to guess what I got?
nah. Yeah, no, of course I would. Of course I would.
I will give you 10 questions to try and get it.
Oh, a game.
Yeah, like 20 questions, but 10 because no one wants to listen to it for too long.
People can play along at home.
Ish. Yeah.
/listen. Okay. Was it an action figure?
Yes.
Shall I waste the next question with a very stupid question?
It's up to you.
Is it a toy of a lady?
No.
Of course it's
What a
fucking
stupid
not.
question.
Yeah, of course no one buys girls. That's what we've learned. Oh wow, that's 2 down, right?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
If you're gonna hold up your fingers, mate, count along.
I was just giving you a thumbs up.
Right, so it's an action figure. Is it something that we've mentioned on the pod?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Is it from the 80s?
No.
90s?
Yes.
Oh, so I've got 5 left. Is it a movie-based toy?
No, but there was a movie later. A lot later. Decades.
Oh.
We should have done charades.
Is it a video game?
There is a video game. It's not a video game.
There is a video game of it, and there is a movie of it, but it's not. It didn't start as those things. Okay, are you count? Have you lost count now?
I think I'm on 6.
Counting to 10 was optimistic, wasn't it? A Power Ranger?
Yes.
Oh, so
You got 3 guesses.
3 guesses. Is it?
Or 3 questions.
Is it part of the original series that came in one of those triangular boxes? The big ones?
It's one of the bigger figures, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of articulation, quite big.
Okay. So I've only got 2 left, and it's not one of the ladies, so it's either the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger. I don't think you'd buy the Blue Ranger.
Interesting.
The Black Ranger, I don't think you'd buy the Black Ranger either. And because you said interesting, you've bought the Blue Ranger.
Not this time.
Ah.
Was that the question?
Well, no, I've got two questions left. We're at Power Rangers. That was a good guess, right?
Yeah, you're close.
Um,
You basically got two to guess the right color.
so the coolest one was Tommy, right? Who was either green or white.
It's not about the coolness. I was on a toy hunt. It's about what's there. I haven't picked up the coolest one I could find.
Well, the red one, isn't he a nonce or something
I don't know.
in real life? Um,
We'll find that out when we do Power Rangers.
so there's only a choice of four boys, right? Tommy
I think it's three.
and the Green
On.
Ranger. So there's blue, black, red, and
Yeah,
green.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know if you've noticed, my counting's not very good.
yeah, no. You're running out of fingers. All right. Yeah, it's one of that. Go on then. It's the black one.
No,
Oh,
one more.
I feel like I've said them all.
But you didn't do them as an official guess.
Okay, the blue one.
No, I do have the blue one though. So saying you didn't think I would get the blue one, that's wrong. It's the red one,
Oh, okay.
the leader.
Oh, well done. Okay, mate.
Yeah, and I got him because he was the only one there. And then I thought, do I have this one already? So I know I'm missing one Power Ranger, and I couldn't remember which one it was. So I got it, and I've already got the Red Ranger, so now I've got two. Would you like to guess which one I don't have? I'll give you a clue. It's out of two.
You don't have the girls.
I've got one of the girls.
Oh, the yellow one you don't have.
No, I do have the yellow one. I don't
You
have the
do
pink
have
one.
the yellow one. Oh, that's modern.
Yeah. Yes, I like the way you think I choose all this. It's just what I happen to find.
I was in year 6, and I think it was a year 5 or 6, and it was a school trip to France. And at the time, those Power Rangers were all the rage. I think like it was
Yeah.
really hard to get hold of those ones. I think
Okay.
we managed to pick one. The only one I ever had was the black one, I believe.
Yeah, because you wouldn't get a smelly girl.
No. Did they even sell the girl Power Rangers?
Yeah,
figures?
I've got a yellow one. You don't listen to anything.
I'm being facetious, mate. I'm implying that carried on because no one bought them.
Or maybe they didn't make the pink ones because I haven't got one of those. Maybe they thought the yellow was a boy.
Yeah.
That's a boy's color.
No.
Yellow.
No, controversial old Power Rangers, isn't it? Because the black one was black and the yellow one was Asian.
Chinese.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's numbers and colors.
Yes. All right. Well, that's exciting. How much did that set you back? The Red Ranger.
£1.
Oh wow, bargain.
Yeah. So I was quite happy with that.
And is he?
And more happy with the convertible. And I got something else as well.
Oh, fuck! It's like Christmas.
Yeah, it is my kick fighting John Spartan.
Ah, more jelliness.
Which we'll talk about those once yours arrive.
Oh, that's great. Good. What a week it's been for you.
I've had the sort of week that will get me in lots of trouble.
Ah, shh.
Hmm.
Okay.
Voices down.
Good. So, what are we doing then? WCW Galoobs.
Yes, the Galoobs.
So chronologically, they would be next on from the LJNs, which we looked at, right?
Would they be in line with Hasbro's? Would they have been 90, 89, 90?
Oh, did Hasbro start before the Galoobs?
I would have thought so.
Yes, you're right. 100%. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, chronologically, but we're jumping company.
Yes, because if we went to Hasbro, we'd be doing it for weeks and weeks.
Let's not talk about WWF anymore.
So the Galoobs, for people that don't know, they are the WCW figures that came out sort of to rival WWF's Hasbro figures. But Galoob did try and get the LJN line. Well, it wasn't the LJN line, obviously. It was the WWF license, but LJN got it instead. So Galoob got back into the wrestling market and got WCW. What do you think of these?
They had some very nice figures, didn't they? I'll tell you what, looking at these, right, I was shocked to see that there were so few.
Yeah, there's a lot of repeats, a lot of repaints.
Even if you count all the repaints, I didn't realise there were so few compared to the Hasbro's.
Yeah, 2 series.
Do we know why?
No, we'll look that up before next week when we do series 2.
Oh, yeah. Got plenty of time. WCW's. So what we did in the LJN, during the LJN line, discussing that, we looked at the goings on in WWF at the time. So we sort of have done the same thing here. And it's a bit harder now without the bloody network available.
Yeah, I was telling you, I do have old WCW VHS tapes in my loft, but I'm too scared to get them out in case they've melted.
in case they're dust.
Yeah. The inside will probably just turn to goo, won't it?
Do you still have a VCR player?
Yes, I got one in my lounge next to my little portable CRT TV.
Oh, good.
I
Uh,
got a Ninja Turtles VHS recently and I put that on. The quality is dreadful and I don't think I'll ever do it again. I don't know what I was expecting. It wasn't as bad as it was. I remember videos being watchable.
we're so spoiled now, aren't we? With porn and stuff. It's like crystal clear.
I like the way that's where you gone for this. So
Do you know,
spoiled.
I
with
vaguely
porn.
remember like putting in like really crappy quality VHS tapes of porn.
Yeah.
It's
I do
like,
remember like when the internet sort of first sort of came out, my friend Craig had it at his house, and I remember he got the Pamela Anderson Tommy Lee video.
oh
We
yes.
were watching it load up. It said like the screen's rising from the bottom just to see bits, and it's so blurry. It's like I think that's a tit.
Oh, good. Wank, 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 wank. Oh, no, better times maybe.
Yeah.
Too much choice now. But yeah, well, yeah. It's hard to watch. It's hard to, I questioned you the other day saying, should we hold off on this in case they add more to that WCW YouTube channel? But there's no telling when that would be. Because we like to watch a bit more than we've seen.
Yeah, to be fair though, like I've had the chance to watch these for years, and you start watching them, they're just quite poor shows. Like WCW
Yeah,
1990, they're not very good.
it's a mystery of a company at that time, even though the shows were available. It's so to look at it on paper, it's bonkers.
Yeah, there was a point a few years ago where I looked back at some 1989 WCW shows, and they were really good. And then it's like in the summer of '89. Then I sort of watched one. It was like Halloween Havoc or something, and suddenly it just dropped off a cliff again. And it's like they must have changed like who was running it and changing the bookers so often that the product was just like on a wave. It's like sometimes it's really good, other times it's dreadful. Then it'd be a bit better, then it'd be absolutely dreadful again.
No continuity.
And that's what we have here. We got things like the Black Scorpion.
Where's my Black Scorpion Galoob?
If they did one of those, I'd be down.
Yeah.
If you get an action figure seller exclusive, WCW Black Scorpion, I might buy one.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. One.
So yeah, one. 3,000 more to get rid of.
Okay, good. I could imagine some of them selling. This is a solid line.
Yes, the toys are fantastic, to be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't overly appreciate them as a kid because the WWF Hasbro's were out and they were a bit better, because they could move and a bit more cartoony. These are quite realistic looking figures, solid. I'm pretty sure Arn Anderson and Ric Flair were the first wrestling toys I got in the tag team pack.
Wow.
My dad took me to Bambola and I couldn't choose. And then I think he told me that he knew who Arn Anderson and Ric Flair were because he used to watch them when he was little. Obviously, just lying to me, so I'd hurry up. I imagine my mum was in Woolworths with my brother, and he needed to speed things along to put that fire out.
Arn Anderson and Ric Flair, that's a solid start to your wrestling collecting.
Yeah, so they're my first ever figures, I'm pretty sure. WCW Galoobs.
Mine was Green Tux Ted DiBiase, the Hasbro.
Nice.
That was my first one. Wow. Okay. Learning already.
Yeah. But very fun to play with now as well, because when my sons were younger, I wanted to give them wrestling figures and I didn't want to give them like spare Hasbros in case they broke them. Especially like when they were really young, they would just sort of bash toys against each other. So I gave them some Galoobs and that was quite fun to play with.
Well, also it's worth mentioning as well that we've looked at the LJNs, we've looked at the Demolition Man series, and we've looked at the Last Action Hero series. And up until now, we didn't own any of these figures throughout. And this time round, you've got the entire set.
Yes, I do. Except I need a Bull Arn Anderson. So if anyone has one that they want to sell, hit me up.
You might get some takers there. And I've got a couple of these, and I had a few of these as a kid. So yeah, this is the first time we're not going in blind as such.
Yes.
So yeah, experts, proper experts now.
Proper experts at these. And a good thing, because it's a small line, it's only 2 series, it is easy to start and finish a collection.
Yeah.
Until modern companies start bringing out ones that are missing from the line, and then suddenly it's like, do you dive into that?
To be fair, one of the companies, Top Rope Collectibles, their PN News their sort of unreleased Galoob. It looks identical to the one that was going to be released.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'd be interested to get it just to see if it feels the same and everything as well.
It looks really good, and I've heard good things about it. I don't know, Nat.
But the problem is it's PN News, and it's like, do you really want a PN News? I don't know. If it was a few years ago, I think I definitely would have jumped on that. But now I'm just sort of like a bit
Fatigued with toys.
Yeah. Fatigued is the right term. With these toys, anyway, I've got other things to buy, like a Jack Spartan and a Jack Spartan. What's Slater?
Jack Slater and John Spartan.
John Spartan. All right, yeah. Jesus
and
Christ.
And a Cadillac. We got cars to buy, mate. We can't be buying toys anymore.
I'm going to buy a Cadillac.
So small, I was going to say small series. There's 12. It's quite a big series for what we've been looking at.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. You think about 8 would be what you're expecting.
Big series of 12, then. The cards, what do you think of the backing cards for the WCW Galoobs? Because my thoughts are they're iconic in a way, but rubbish.
Yes, I always thought they had like the numbers down the side. So it was like, you know, when you're in prison, they take your photo.
Oh, we spoke about that. Yeah,
we spoke about this a while ago. And I was convinced that's what it was. But when you look at it now, it's just a notebook. It's like a kid's notebook who stuck a picture of Arn Anderson on it.
It's just, lines, pinstripes.
Yeah. And there's writing next to it. Like Arn Anderson says he wrestles by his own rules, but they've not even written it in between the lines.
No, yeah, it's odd, isn't it? It's jarring to look at.
Some of it is written in between the lines, because on the other side of Arn Anderson, it does say World Championship Wrestling, and that's in the lines.
Hey, there's a style here, and I like it. There's a style here, and I do like it. It's odd. It's peculiar. You see these from afar, right? And you instantly know what they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got that going on. Big fan of this series, this line. I didn't ever buy any as a kid. I swapped a couple. I had a few.
Yeah, I think I had Arn, Ric Flair, and Rick Steiner. Because I remember my mum picking me up from school and she had a Rick Steiner for me. And I was really disappointed because it wasn't a Hasbro.
Oh.
You know, because I was a spoiled brat.
I know.
Just imagine, like, my mum's gone to town. She's been really nice. She's bought me a toy, a wrestling toy, thinking, oh, he'll love this. That'll make his day. And all I do is whinge because it's a Galoob.
You shit.
What a horrible son.
At first, I looked at this series 1 and I thought, this is solid, right? And I do think this is solid. You can't argue with anyone there. I don't know about Tom Zenk, actually. But you can't argue with anyone there, right? It's a solid...
Yes, I think they were hoping Tom Zenk would become something decent.
But... Yeah. He sold them a pack of lies, didn't he?
Yeah, look at his face on the card. That guy is blagging.
He's faked it till he's maked it.
That's the old saying, yeah. He faked it till he maked it.
But yeah, no, other than Tom, it's a who's who of like World Championship Wrestling, including all the champions at the time, right?
Yeah. I would say the main WCW guys were Sting, Flair, and Luger, weren't they? That's your top 3.
Yeah.
Or the ones that you'd associate anyway when you're a kid. Those are WCW, those 3 guys.
And Steiners, right?
Yeah.
So I say all that and I'm like, this is impressive. But I did make a list of people who wrestled during 1990 on the big shows. And it's eye-watering who potentially could have been in this line and wasn't.
Oh, okay. Do you want to run down a few?
I'll happily. Big Van Vader.
In 1990?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Midnight Express.
Yes, I agree with that.
Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah.
The Iron Sheik.
That's impressive. I didn't know the Iron Sheik was there then.
The Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yes.
Cactus Jack, Kevin Sullivan, Great Muta, The Nasty Boys.
Yeah, I was going to say the Nasty Boys. I was wondering if you'd have them on there.
Junkyard Dog, Paul Orndorff, Stan Hansen.
Stan Hansen would be a great one.
Right.
If someone makes a Stan Hansen now, Galoob, I think I'd be all over that, despite everything I just said.
And then there are guys that like didn't necessarily deserve a figure, but the figures would have been cool. So a Dirty Dutchman towel with a hairy back would be tremendous.
Only with a hairy back, though.
I mean, Mark Callis, in hindsight, would have been great, and he was on a few shows, big shows. Who else? The Samoan SWAT team, the Head Shrinkers.
Yeah, the Head Shrinkers have been good.
Norman the Lunatic was on a good few shows.
Was he Bastion Booger?
He was.
Yeah.
But a mental patient in the wacky world of WCW. And then finally, I would have got a big kick out of a 2-pack, right? If they could have done it. Sting, and RoboCop.
Yes. I'm wondering, I was looking online before, do the old Kenner RoboCop toys scale up to these? And the best way to find out might be for us to do RoboCop after this so we can buy some toys.
Yeah, let's see, because that's the only way we're allowed to buy toys.
Yes.
We talk about it.
Research.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a solid, like, and there was more. There was, you can go into your Shane Douglases and fucking Johnny Aces and stuff, right?
Yeah, they had a big roster. So I guess it was the NWA roster, wasn't it?
Yes. It was the weird transition in time where they were no longer NWA, weren't they? This sort of 1990-91 period.
Yes, some of these boxes do say, I'm looking at the Iron Anderson one, because the way you can tell if it's bald or not, I think, is because the bald ones said WCW presents the superstars of the NWA on the box.
Oh, yes.
And then other toys just say WCW presents superstars of the WCW.
Okay. I've never seen it before, but I am seeing the Rick Steiner, the Arn Anderson, Luger.
Yeah, it's things you don't really pick up on, right? When you just look at them, because like we said before, we've realized it's just on notebook paper, whereas we thought it was like the heights. Like when you start proper looking at them like this, you sort of see more detail.
Okay, no, I had no idea that there were NWA. I don't even know if that's the NWA logo, but if they were, I didn't know they were NWA branded at all. These boxes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. Right,
And also before we get to the list, it's worth saying that every figure comes with a championship belt.
Oh, I was just about to do that. Good.
Oh, wait, nice. Did you want to do it better?
No. And also, these toys, much like the LJNs, were paired up into tag sets, right?
Yes.
But the incentive for the LJNs, in my eyes, was you got tag team championships that didn't come with the single figures, whereas here they just come with the same belts. So the incentive here was there must have been a slight saving of money, I imagine. It wasn't.
I'd have thought so, yeah.
But that's a shame that it's one generic belt throughout, right?
It is and it isn't. So I really enjoyed it as a kid. These became my Intercontinental and Tag Team Championships.
But they're all exactly the same, are they, or not?
Yes, they're all, yes, other than Dustin Rhodes has a larger one.
Ah, okay.
Because he's a wider toy. We'll get to that. He's series 2.
That's exciting. So it's a shame there was only two series, right? Because as we just said, there's even in 1990 alone, I imagine 1991 will be similar. There's a lot left on the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of legs this line could have had, especially when they're making Big Josh and Tom Zenk.
Yeah, I'm interested to find out why it stopped as well. Did they lose the license? Was it just not making any money?
It's got to be. Like you say, we'll get into it in another episode. But the fact that so many of them were UK exclusives implies to me that they weren't doing that well in the States.
I wonder, I don't know if it happened to wrestling toys, but it was happening with WWF's television. They wouldn't let other wrestling companies be on the same networks and things.
Oh.
And likewise, Nintendo did it to Sega. Nintendo had the market, so they wouldn't let Toys R Us sell Sega and stuff like that. Do you reckon WWF had the same sort of thing? Where they wouldn't let WCW toys be sold.
Yeah. To the point, I think I've heard that.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. Well, we'll have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure that might be the case. I think you're onto something there. I think Vince might have been like, you can sell those shitty toys if you want, but you're not selling my amazing WWF Hasbro figures to like the likes of Toys R Us and stuff.
Yeah, he definitely would, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Okay.
Sorted.
There's something there that we'll get to the bottom of, but that must be it, right? And then you can't be in the biggest toy stores because of Vince's ultimatum, and then you're done for essentially.
Yeah,
must be it. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure out.
And right now, you have a chance to redeem yourself.
I am good. Well, because you're adamant that I should rank them because I'm the lead ranker here.
Yeah,
the biggest ranker on this pod.
I enjoy your ranks, to be honest.
Because
as much as I think sometimes you're mental.
Yeah, because I was pushing for you to do it because you've got the entire line. But I'm happy to do what we've been doing. And
I hope that every time you say one, you do it very sheepishly and look at me to see if you're correct.
Tom Zenk? Yeah, no, you having them to hand is an interesting factor here, right? You could pull one up and shove it in my face and be like, "What are you talking about? Look at him! Look at it! Look at him from behind."
That's okay. I haven't got them out of the cabinet, so you're good.
Okay. Oof, oof. Right. All right. Let's kick things off. Worst to best. WCW Galoob Series 1. Right. And it's not going to surprise you to hear that I think the worst one here is Tom fucking Zenk.
Yeah, good. So far, off to a good start.
I will say, great pose. I like the pose.
It
I
is a good
just,
pose.
it's just Tom Zenk.
It's Tom Zenk. He doesn't look anything like he does on the box. On the box, he's got like a double chin and a bum chin, and he just looks like a normal man on the toy, as opposed to a chubby man, I guess.
I mean, we're not ranking this part of it, right? But what the fuck's a Z-Man? Is that one of the shittest nicknames in wrestling?
I think so. I hope it's just a rib, and people used to call him the Z-Man, and then he started using it on TV.
Or he mentioned it and everyone was like, "Oh, that's a really good nickname, mate."
Yeah, you should definitely give that. Hey, look over here, it's the Z-Man.
Even his card says devastating strength and crushing holds because he had nothing to offer, right? It's just nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry, Tom Zenk. Turns out he wasn't nonced out of the WWF, but still got a shit toy no matter.
Was he nonced out of WCW then?
Yeah, probably. Right. Yeah, Tom Zenk. It pains me to put it in last place because I do like anyone with an arm above their head, an arm or two. I'm like, oh, I can play with this. This guy can do some damage. This guy can't do any damage. I really don't like it. And he should probably have fucking knee pads, shouldn't he?
Oh, interesting. I don't know.
I'm doing a quick Google, an early Google.
Early Google, Tom Zenk knee pads.
I don't reckon Tom Zenk is tough enough to wrestle without knee pads.
I don't think so. Not the Z-Man. He does top rope maneuvers.
Yeah. Yeah, look, there's a black and white photo of him with knee pads. And then there he is in pink in WCW. Yeah, he should have knee pads.
Sorry, Galoob.
Yeah, done it, mate. That's why you're in last. That's not why you're in last place.
It's one of the reasons.
It's not doing him any favors that he's not got knee pads. Yeah, fuck Tom Zenk. Yeah, don't like that toy. Is that the only toy Tom Zenk's ever had?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, no one in their right mind would make it.
You don't get a toy after you've been nonced out of 2 promotions.
Right. And then up next, I can't work out why. Well, there's a lot wrong with this toy, but I can't work out why they've copied the Ravishing Rick Rude pose in this style. I don't think it translated well to a Hasbro, let alone a fucking solid toy that doesn't move. And I'm talking about Ron Simmons here.
Ron Simmons.
Ron Simmons, arm glued.
Oh, the Hasbro thing. Sorry, I thought you meant the LJN with the Rick Rude with his hands on his waist. I didn't know who you were talking about.
Ron Simmons is in the Hasbro Rick Rude pose.
Yes, the muscle and arm.
Yeah,
muscle and arm.
One. It works for the Hasbro almost because you can imagine a headlock and him doing a punch, right?
Yeah.
Here, what the fuck is that? I don't like it. And that's not mentioning the fact that he's not in his wrestling gear. He's just in his casual fucking gym clothes.
That's the best bit, though, isn't it?
I think
I spoke to it before on when we did the LGNs. I think I mentioned about the test shots that they had. So they would take photos of the guys in their gear. Doom, Ron Simmons and Butch Reed apparently just showed up wearing tracky bottoms and their trainers. And that's what they made the toys like.
Well, I don't know if it's even worth calling it a variant, but I think one of them at least had like Nike ticks on his trainers and then they had to change it.
Yeah, but they still have the Nike ticks. It's just that Butch Reed is a red on some of the toys and not painted in on some others. So the tick is always there as a mold. And it's a backwards Nike tick as well.
Yeah, I can't. Bothering me more than the attire is the pose. I can't get over that.
That's interesting. I've never really thought about that because I have played with all these quite a lot.
I used to have this one and didn't mind it too much. Someone, either a dog or something, had bit its foot in half when I had it. But yeah, I don't know why you do that pose. I don't know why. It's almost like they've been handed the Hasbro and be like, look, do that. That's solid.
Interesting.
And then it doesn't work here.
You could do a good shoulder block.
It's even the same leg positioning almost.
Yeah. It's an odd choice.
Right.
It's like there's not even a gap enough in his arm, like his posing arm, that you could put someone on it for a power slam or anything.
Yeah, the pose is bothering me no end here. And I like Ron Simmons. A Doom with, when did they wear masks? Because that would have been cool.
89, I think.
Ah, it's a bit too late. But yeah, I'm surprised the title even fits around him.
With his stupid arms.
Yeah, just such a shame. Such a
Okay,
shame.
you're back on form, mate. You're off to a good start.
Okay, you agree.
Yeah,
You might not have said Ron to start with, but
I
now
don't
you're
know.
looking at it.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it, I completely agree.
Okay, well, I hope it doesn't go off the rails here.
I'm so glad we're not falling out just yet.
Wow, steady on. Because up next, I do like this figure, but again, it's the arms here. The total package of Lex
I was
Luger.
going to say, is it Lex Luger?
Don't what I. It's a cool toy. I suppose he's like doing this sort of intimidating, muscly.
Almost doing a muscly thing, right? So it's almost like he's going to just full on like stop
Yeah,
and pose, but they caught him midway. So his
yeah,
arms are just sort of 90-degree angles facing down.
yeah. And I can't. Again, I think I briefly had this one in my position, and he's good for a DDT or two,
Yes, and that's it.
right? But yeah,
Probably do
it's
like a double suplex.
yeah, it's the
That's it.
positioning of the arms.
Could do a bulldog.
Yeah, he can do
Should we just name the moves he can do? Is that a thing?
he can do a really good bulldog, a double bulldog, maybe.
Yeah. Bulldog, double bulldog, DDT, double DDT, suplex, double suplex. There you go. He could do 6 moves. If it was the other way round and his arms were upwards, he could do the torture rack.
Yes. See, now we're talking. Now we're thinking. Now we're cooking on
Oh my
all cylinders.
God, I really think I hate Galoobs.
It's such a weird because we'll get to the other Lex Luger, and I like that too. But that's in like a robe, and you can't really play with it.
Yeah, that's just your entrance, man, isn't it?
They are two good figures, but they're not quite right. They're not quite right. They're two Lex Lugers anyway. So yeah, fortunately none of these figures have gone, well, let's do legs together like the Hasbro's, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of that decision. But yeah, so then it's all being sold to me on the arms alone, pretty much.
Well, that's fair. I like the way you're going for playability. Normally you're just about wacky looks. So you're thinking about play.
But I had these right. I've got real memories. Got fucking real memories coming through here. And I didn't even mind this Lex Luger when I was a kid. I'm just looking at it now, being like, oh, those arms anywhere. Put those arms anywhere else. Be a much better toy, apart from glued to his. Maybe if he had his arms folded, it'd be worse.
Only a little bit, though.
Yeah, so that's a shame, right? Because like, other than Tom Zenk, see you later, Tom. But Ron Simmons and Lex Luger are big stars.
Yes.
They suffer. And then, okay, so I'm doing well so far.
Yeah, so now I think this could go anywhere.
There is a bit of hypocrisy later on, but anyway.
Good. What would be a rank without some hypocrisy?
I've got up next. Oh, do you know what? I'm flipping the next two. I've got up next Arn Anderson.
Okay.
Again, his arms are a bit low for me. Bit like Luger, not quite as silly a pose.
It's a bit better pose wise, but it's not much, right?
No, it's again if it's when the arms are down and you can't. There's no articulation. There's only so much you can do.
Probably do a spine bust with that.
Yes. Yeah.
Not much more. DDT maybe. So you can get his couple of moves in.
I didn't have Arn. I've never touched Arn.
Now, I had Arn, and for some reason I tip-exed his hand.
Oh wow.
Maybe
like,
to make it look like he taped his fist or something.
Or he was wearing a cast.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, but I remember doing it, and I've still got that toy, and he still does have the Tipex on his hand.
Ah.
What I'd never had though was a bald Arn Anderson, and the bald spot's a weird thing as well, right? So this is quite a big thing about people who collect Galoobs. They like the idea of the bald Arn Anderson, and no one really knows, or no one really seems to know how it works. So the original one with the NWA packaging, I think, was bald, but it wasn't that they painted the hair around the bald spot. It was they painted the bald spot on top of the hair.
Okay.
So they got skin color paint and put that on top of the brown to do a bald spot. But apparently, from what I've heard, Arn Anderson didn't like that they had painted a bald spot on his head. So they stopped doing it.
That's nice.
Yeah. Imagine how sad he must have been looking at the guy. Oh, they give me a massive bald spot. He wasn't even that bald, was he? His hair was thinning. I don't
Yeah.
think he was quite as bald as they made out.
I like that story because I like the idea that he was interested enough to go and see what his toy looked like.
That's good. Yeah, they did go to extra work to put the bald spot in as well. I quite
Yeah.
like that.
Oh,
They could have just not painted the brown.
no, that's it. I do like these toys. There's something like you when I was seeing them on shelves, I just didn't. They felt second rate. They did feel second rate, and I don't know if that was just the articulation or
Do you not think it's just because your brain was programmed for WCW to be second rate? Because mine was. At this time, I loved WCW come like 97 onwards. But at this point, like, I didn't care for it at all. Like, I remember seeing it on TV and thought that was the rubbish wrestling.
yeah, I have the same memories, but that was because I remember it being on like ITV on like a Saturday afternoon or something. I remember putting it on and being excited that wrestling was on, and I think Sid was doing an arm wrestling challenge or something. I was like, "What's this?" And it just so happened to be a weird thing I saw, and it just made me think it was like, "Ah, this is shit."
Yeah, I was fully aware of it. I was fully aware of who all the guys were and everything, maybe from magazines and stuff. But yeah, to me, it was almost like it was ingrained in my head. Like, I don't know if WWF had sort of said it was rubbish or made you think it was rubbish somehow, or if it's just kids at school saying that's the rubbish one.
But there wouldn't have to be too much propaganda, right? It would be like the figures look cheaper because they don't move, and when you watch the wrestling, I assume they're in much smaller
Yeah,
arenas.
it didn't look as polished, a bit more amateur, if you like,
Yeah,
compared with
yeah.
all the glitz and glamour of WWF.
Southern.
Yeah, it's just sort of gritty, isn't it? I love that now. I love a gritty wrestling show.
Yes. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. I'm looking at the yarn now. Sorry, I mentioned that because I'm stuck on the yarn. I feel like I remember seeing these in like 101 Toys.
Yeah, you probably did.
Just being like, just so unimpressed, I think. Like, probably disappointed that there was no new Hasbro's around. Just being, I can get these budget toys
Budget.
with the stripy cards. Yeah, it didn't help that the cards look like this as well, I think, in my child mind.
I really like the cards now. Looking at them now,
Yes,
like proper.
yeah,
I've never spent this much time looking at the cards.
that's it, right? That's the beauty of this for us specifically, right? Because we just sort of took a lot of things for granted, but it's only like, okay, let's go. When were these released? What was going on in wrestling? And we've never done that till now. We've never like tried to have that like overview of everything, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
this is interesting. This is well, why were these? Why who picked Tom Zenk? It's
who
great.
did pick Tom Zenk? He's in a lot of the shows, but yeah, it goes from like top star to really low down. There's not even like a mid card. Do you know what I mean? It's just Tom Zenk.
Where are we? Rick Steiner is after Arn Anderson.
Oh, you're going for those. See, I don't mind Rick Steiner's pose.
Oh, see, I switched him because I'm like, oh, this is better than Arn's.
Okay.
It's the hand out. I think it's like he's a sort of he's doing stuff here. It's not just a weird like fists in front of him. He's
He
like
does quite a good punch
to the belly.
generally because he's got like, yeah, to the belly and he can sort of scale up to the hand if you move him.
You love a punch,
And I think because the other ones, I love something that looks like it can do a punch.
a
Yeah.
belly punch. I
Belly
think
punch.
that came
It
up
did
in
for
the
Bret Hart.
LJNs.
Yeah. I do like doing a belly punch. I do it in real life as well. Belly
Ah,
punches
you
in
fucking
wrestling.
you love it, mate. But no, Rick's good. Rick's one of the only Galoobs I've got now is a Rick Steiner. I've only got two, and it's the other Rick Steiner.
Yeah, it's really good one, that one. We'll get to that, but that's next week. That's cracking.
Yeah, solid toy.
Yeah, this is the
Solid
one
toy.
I had when I was younger, and I was disappointed that I got it. But I never got rid of it. I've probably still got the same one. But I'd say from here onwards, they're all very playable. Do you know what I mean? Like you get this Rick Steiner and like have a fun little thing doing wrestling moves of someone else.
Yes, yeah. It's not like, look, yeah, Ron Simmons is the only one that's like, I can't. What can you do with this? And then the rest of them, you can sort of do stuff. I'm disappointed with Luger because Big Star could have been better,
Yes.
but it's not unplayable.
I wonder if you can heat up those arms and twist them.
it's worth trying, mate. You got it in your cabinet, right?
I'll get it out of the kids' toy box. I'll get their one. I think they've got one of a chewed up nose.
Put the hob on. But yeah, you're right. We are out of the realm of them not being playable for sure. They all have their merits, and now I'm just sort of going on a combination of what I wish I had versus what I did have, what I remember playing with, and then some of these, the sort of taglines with some of these guys are bonkers. So up next, I've got the tagline: "Takes opponents down."
Oh, you gone for the natural Butch Reed.
The natural Butch Reed. Again, same attire issue as Ron. Much better arms, though.
Yes, you can play with these. You do slams, punches to the head.
Yeah, he's got 2 arms above his waist, up.
Clotheslines.
Yeah, this
guy's doing moves.
is that an open hand as well.
Yeah, you can hold on to the head before he punches them.
Ah, see this? Yeah, this is good. I've never seen this one in hand. I don't think I've ever looked at this figure properly. This looks excellent.
Yeah, good one. So you got the variant with the Nike, the red Nike swoosh.
Yeah, is that the more expensive one, presumably, if you're trying to track it?
Yeah, only a little bit there. They're all. The good thing about the Galoobs is you can buy all of them and it doesn't break the bank, especially if you're in the UK, because the UK exclusives are the more expensive ones, and they're readily available. So I finished this whole set really quick, like in the space of a couple of months, just trying to find cheap ones as well.
Great head sculpt on Butch Reed as well.
Yeah, the realism, they've done a really good job. Like, so I said, some of them not so much. Like Arn Anderson, does he really look like Arn Anderson when you start looking?
I was just about to say all the head sculpts are good, and then, like we say, Tom Zenk isn't great.
Yeah, maybe I just sort of assume they're good because they look sort of more realistic than
Ron Simmons and Butch Reed are great. It's shame about their attires. Butch Reed would be much higher if he was in Doom attire. So he's this low with excellent arms because of his attire.
Which Doom attire is just plain black tights with black boots.
Yes.
Yeah. Not trainers and joggers.
But like Ron, I don't know what. Are they both the same? No. So Butch Reed's is a bit different, but Ron, you can see his fucking ankles.
Yeah.
It's absurd. That offends me so much. But although, if Mattel always make these rare toys. If Mattel gave us a Doom set that looked like this, I'd be very excited.
Oh, that'd be really good, wouldn't
it? Ron Simmons with his ankles out. Tremendous. Yeah, we're getting into the good stuff now. 12 in total, that's the first 6. The bottom 6, shall I say. Now it's the top half, and I've got the other Steiner brother next, Scott Steiner.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Arm up in the air. All you need is one arm up in the air and you can do shit.
Yes, if you got sort of one a bit up and one a little bit lower, perfect.
Which is what Scott's got going on here. And yeah, solid toy, yellow singlet. He's not got knee pads either.
I reckon Scott Steiner didn't wear knee pads.
Well, they've got a picture of him clotheslining someone on the box in this attire, and he's wearing
with knee pads. Yeah, okay. To be fair, if I looked at that, yeah, right. I can imagine him not wearing knee pads though, because he's a hard fucker.
Yes, I'd agree with that. Barry Windham is also missing knee pads.
Barry Windham's also got cowboy boots on. Did you wrestle with cowboy boots? Yeah, I think he did actually, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Absolutely. I don't know if he did at this point, but he definitely did. But I can imagine him switching to black cowboy boots from the white and red ones he used to wear, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Scott Steiner's an excellent one. This is why I need a Scott Steiner, right? Because I have a Rick Steiner.
Well, there you go. Yeah, got to get yourself a Scotty. I do remember hearing a story like the Steiner brothers used to fuck with everyone in the ring. Then who was it? Was it Ric Flair or something talking to Ron Simmons? And he goes, "Aren't you worried about working with the Steiners?" He goes, "No, man, I'm unfuckable."
Big fan of the Steiners being
when wrestlers were men.
Yeah, and bullies.
And bullies as well, yeah.
And that's
not supposed to be bullies anymore. It's a shame.
Yeah. I'm looking at a card here and it says on the Scott Steiner card, $3.99 from Target. Back in the good old days.
So Target had them then?
Yes. Good point. But maybe that was Series 1, right? And
yeah,
then
that's
Series
just
2,
about to say that,
yeah. Scott Steiner's tagline, unbelievable moves and holds. I like that. Unbelievable moves and holds. Do you do any holds, mate? Yeah, you won't believe them, though.
What moves? Yeah, you won't believe those either. But he did invent the 450 splash and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the
Frankensteiner. Yeah. Good old Scotty Steiner.
I feel bad putting them so low now. I really like the Steiners. So I had all of the ones coming up, at different points in my fig fed, apart from one. So I did have this. I had this Scott Steiner. I don't think I had a Rick when I was a kid. So that's why I fondly remember this Scott and playing with him. Up next, we've got Flying Brian Pillman.
Very good toy.
I loved this one. He's got two little hands up, perfect for doing splashes.
High flying maneuvers. He is high flying and dangerous.
And he sure is. He sure is with this pose. Yeah, no, good. Nice Bengal print.
Yeah, it's Bengals,
trunks.
Cincinnati Bengals print.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. Looks like a young Bob Backlund.
When you start looking at the faces, I always just assumed the faces were decent.
Some are.
Yeah, it's not the best face, but it's a fun one to play with.
Yeah, I'm stuck on how I used to play with them. Don't remember where they came from, but must have swapped a good few, and they just instantly infiltrated my Hasbro Fed.
Interesting.
And they were like outsiders, I'm pretty sure. They all stuck together because they were different.
They're a team on their own, the non-movers.
But yeah, so I might have had like pay-per-views with them, like versus WWF stars.
I remember the first time I saw Flying Brian on a WCW video. I can't remember what it was. It's like a best of WCW one. It's like one of the bright green ones, or bright pink ones that they brought out in like 1999. And JR was doing commentary and he was like, "It's Brian Brian." And I was like, "It's his name, Brian Brian." I didn't know who he was. And it's like, Brian Brian. What a shit name.
I will say, despite being disappointed with them, and I still didn't buy any. Maybe they weren't available anymore when I finally got hold of some. But despite turning my nose up at them when they were on the shelves, once I had them to play with, I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed playing with them.
Yeah. I think the thing is, though, when things are on the shelves, it's like you have to make a choice, right?
Yeah.
It's like a proper, oh, no, what am I going to get? I don't want to get those ones. Maybe I'll get these shinier ones.
Great memories of having them come on board. And yeah. Brian was amongst them. And yeah, the pose here makes him one of the better ones.
Yeah, we're getting to good poses now, with the exception of one.
Well, so up next is the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
There we go.
And this is like, so he's got his arms down by his side, almost like Rick Steiner and Arn Anderson. He's got a slight open hand, but with Flair, he's like an old guy, right? Dirtiest player in the game. So I almost see it as.
But you can imagine it's like a bit of a woo sort of thing. It's a bit of him holding his hands up about to strut or something.
And he's being crafty with it. It's Ric Flair as well. So like, I can almost imagine him like holding one leg for the figure four. There was some charm to this one.
I think the good thing about Flair is he's not going to do any moves. He's just going to get battered for the entire match. So,
you're not doing gorilla presses with Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So that you're doing like, I think I did a lot of like schoolboy roll-ups with him, right? And that's the type, cheating to win and stuff, feet on the ropes. That was the type of thing I was doing. So I could play with this one.
Yes.
Despite the arms being down.
And did it help that he was a real killer with the ladies?
Yeah, of course. Always helps when they're real killers.
I've never.
And here's the murderer of this set, right?
I've never paid any attention to the writing on these cards before.
No, it makes the toys much better though, right?
It does, yeah. It tells you about a real killer with the ladies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there isn't any ladies in any of the toy lines.
Because he fucking killed them all. No, lovely baby blue trunks. Powder blue, would you call that? Nice knee pads.
I'd just say blue.
Are the knee pads low enough? I think they were. They weren't too far off, right?
Yeah, they're okay. Arn Anderson's got some good low knee pads. Only because you can see a bit of a sort of upper knee, I guess.
For everything I've said, from the arms being below the waist, this is the one that gets a free pass. You don't need his arms in the air like Flying Brian because he's not doing any cross bodies or anything. Yeah. It works. And then
quite an iconic Galoob as well, Ric Flair.
Yes. At this point, is he the man or is it Sting?
Sting.
Oh, okay. Despite
Sting beats him for the world title in Great American Bash 1990.
Okay. This is the sort of transitional period.
Yeah, he's out the door next year.
Yeah, of course he's in WWE. So in third place, I've got Barry Windham. I loved this toy.
This is really good. This is probably the best one to play with.
Yeah, hard man.
Yeah.
I didn't know who this was. I literally didn't know who this was. So I never got it on the card, right?
Okay, so you didn't know that he has wrestling in his blood.
I didn't know it was called Barry fucking Windham.
What did you call him?
I think I thought it was someone else, and I forget now who I thought it was.
Shane Douglas.
No, I wouldn't have known who. He can't have been a man with no name. I must have given him a name. And he's missing his fucking knee pads. But this is excellent. This is really.
And he should have a black glove on, should he not?
I suppose he has in the photo, hasn't he? Did he wrestle in the black glove the whole time?
I think so, yeah, because he did the claw, I think.
Yeah, well, because the Epic Toys Wrestling Megastars that's on the way, they've got Barry Windham on the way. He's got a removable hand and one's a black glove.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
The black glove is the claw hand, and then there's a bare fist as well.
Nice. I hate removable bits.
Oh, well, there you go. It makes sense, right? No?
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I'd have to chuck the fist in the bin.
Oh, solid. Yeah, but this guy threw a nasty punch.
Yeah, it's great. His arms are positioned excellently.
Yeah.
Like playing them with my kids for the last like sort of 10 years. This is my favorite one to play with.
Oh, I don't doubt that. On a different day, he could easily be first or second, but he's
not. I would 100% agree. This is amazing.
Oh,
you're not sick anymore, and you're not making stupid decisions. I hate sick, Rick.
So, well, all that's left then. So the next one I never had, but I want it now, right?
Good.
And that's Sid Vicious.
Yeah.
It just looks amazing. Black singlet, arms, almost like he's on his knee doing his
his pose.
I'm the king of the world type thing. A 6'9" mountain of muscle. That's what he is. Yeah, really, really nice figure. Do you like this one, Marty? You have it, obviously.
Yeah, I prefer the variant of him that's in Series 2.
Red.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's brighter and nicer.
I might try and track down. I'm quite happy though, because the previous weeks we've been doing single episodes, and I very much felt the need to buy something afterwards or around that time. And now I feel like I've got a bit of a breather. Because
this is quite good for me because today my oven broke.
Oh, there you go.
At least I've got a few weeks where I don't need to buy toys. I could get my oven fixed.
Yeah, you do that, mate.
Otherwise, I'd just be doing stir fries every night.
Yeah, on your own.
Yeah.
A big empty house.
Everyone else at McDonald's, I'm refusing and eat stir fries so I can buy some Galoobs.
I wasn't planning they'd leave if you carried on buying toys.
Oh, right. No, yeah, they just went out for dinner and I'm trying to save money.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to go to McDonald's. I want to buy a Sid Vicious Galoob for £6. I'm going to stay home and eat my dinner and use my dinner money for a toy.
Yeah, I need to add Sid Vicious to my collection. I felt like that for a while now, a good few years. Just never got around to it.
The good thing about if you got him back in the day is he went to WWF as well the next year.
Sid, Rick, Luger, and the Steiners all had Hasbros. I think that's interesting. The guys that managed to cross the divide and get a Hasbro and a Galoob.
Yeah, they're double royalty checks.
Yeah. Who's the worst person? Is it Giant Gonzalez who got both? No, I know. Who's the most obscure wrestler that got both, do you think?
What, Hasbro and Galoob?
Galoob, yeah.
Most obscure?
Yeah.
Interesting. It was Big Josh. He got a doink in a Big Josh. Yeah.
Matt Bourne. Yeah, good work, mate. That is random, isn't it? That Matt Bourne got both the iconic lines. Well, let's finish up then, and I think there was only one real winner, and it's the toy that ended up in everyone's collection, right? It's Sting.
But which one? Are you going to put these in order?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So
this is tricky. So he's got 3 colors of Sting.
Yeah.
We got black trunks with yellow boots, blue trunks with black boots, and what did you say the next one is? Is it orange or pink?
I'd say orange.
Orange, yeah. So, yeah.
And that one's got blue face paint.
Yes.
And the other two have pink face paint. The blue one's the one I remember. The blue one's the one I had. The blue one's the only one I knew that existed.
Yeah. The blue one I would say is the iconic Galoob. Like when you think Galoobs, you think that Sting, blue Sting.
I didn't know there was this many Stings.
I'll give you my order on these 3. I would go from worst to best, orange, black, and blue.
Oh, close, but you're wrong.
Okay.
No, I've got orange, blue, black.
Oh, no, you're wrong. Black, no, sorry. Black one probably is the cooler one and looks better, but I would say blue wins because that's what you think when you think Galoob.
Yeah.
That's why it's my number one, although I think the black one looks cooler.
I agree with what you're saying, but I'm putting the black one
Well,
first.
that's up
Just
to you,
because
mate.
it does look really
Yeah.
nice. And I've never seen it before doing this, I don't think.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever clocked it. If I've clocked it at your house, because I know you paint some toys. So I might have just seen it and been like, oh, that's a nice one he's customized.
No, I don't paint Galoobs.
Oh, yeah, yes, you have, because you've painted the bum in one.
No, that was a Hasbro I've got. So I made a Sting Hasbro
Oh,
using the
okay.
Galoob head, and I painted the bum and skin color because I thought it was funny.
Yeah, as if it had rubbed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well done. Orange is really nice. Just, yeah, the other two are better. That's simple as that. But yeah,
Yeah, I'll give you the black one is the better one.
yeah, this is just he's the most toyetic guy, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of guys in their pants here, old Southern wrestlers, and then there's this fucking monster with face paint, bleach blonde hair, stuns opponents with super strength.
Nice.
I need a sting, don't I?
You do need a Sting. If you're going to have any Stings, the one you need. We haven't spoke about the ring. So we mentioned these figures don't move. There's no articulation. The ring, however, is filled with gizmos and gadgets. So you got basic ring. You got a turnbuckle that you pull back and it flings the guys away from the turnbuckle. You got a turnbuckle that they stand on top of and it like a platform that launches them off.
Yes.
You got the steel steps, which when you put them on it, you push a button and it flings them up into the air. And the best bit, you got a steel cage.
You've got a cage.
You got a cage. This, I think, is probably the best toy ring.
Oh, you prefer this to the Hasbro?
I think so.
I never had this.
No, neither did I as a kid, but now I've got three.
Did you mention the bell? You've got
Oh,
the bell.
no, I didn't. Yeah, there's a bell and a hammer.
Yes.
So it's an actual real bell that uses the hammer to ding, ding, ding.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The only thing is, it's made of like a harder plastic than the Hasbro one. So I always feel like if you used your Hasbro toys in it, your Hasbro toys could get damaged. But these slightly rubbery Galoobs, it's fine.
Oh, and the cage is removable, right?
Obviously. Yeah, cage is removable.
That's
solid
cool.
as well.
That's really
and
cool.
when you put the guys on the steps, you can fling them in and they go over the cage.
Oh,
they fling quite high.
Okay.
So now, like I always said, I like the jumpers because when I'm playing with my kids, I can fling them off the turnbuckles. Yeah. Same thing with this ring. As a kid, I didn't really like it. A kid on my estate had it. I didn't really care for it, maybe because it was WCW and I was brainwashed. But having it now, it's fucking brilliant to play with. A little bit low down.
I'll have to come and play sometime.
Come play Galoobs. Maybe we can get two of the rings next to each other and have war games.
The cage excites me now. Great series. Fucking solid ring. Solid toys overall, really. It's shame we didn't have a junkyard dog, right? Added to this. I can't believe, when looking back at this, sorry, it is worth mentioning, June 13th, 1990, WCW Clash of the Champions 11 Coastal Crush. The main event was Ric Flair, the champion Ric Flair, versus Junkyard Dog. Now, this is in 1990. Now, we were looking, I've never assessed the Junkyard Dog properly until we were watching the LJN, era stuff. Right, and we were watching stuff then in '86, 5 years before this. The guy could barely move.
Yeah, he was big. I remember that's how I always knew the Junkyard Dog, and seeing stuff from Mid-South, and he was jacked. And it's like, wow, that's a surprise, because that was only a couple of years before he was really out of shape. It's like that guy spiraled quick.
It's a testament to how over he was, I suppose, right? That they were putting him in main events of shows when he couldn't do any.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see him against Flair. I'd like to see that, I think, if I had the opportunity. If the network was still around, I'd go and watch that now when we get off this.
There's bits of it on YouTube, and it just basically Flair's Flair, who's running all over the place, bumping and selling, making him look as good as Ric Flair can, right?
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog's not walking, punching.
Headbutting.
Irish whipping.
Yeah, I can imagine what it would be then, yeah.
Ollie Anderson distracts Junkyard Dog.
Right.
So he just turns around and Flair just sort of jumps and does a bit of a knee to the back, and Junkyard Dog goes backwards like a tree, like he's done. And it's like, wow, this is incredible. I feel like my knowledge of WCW, I feel like our knowledge of WCW is pretty good. And then there's these weird years like this where it's like, I don't remember the Iron Sheik ever being there.
No, me neither. He probably wasn't there for long, right? And the
Yeah,
junkyard dog thing is probably a case of, right, let's see if Flair can get anything out of him.
yeah.
Like if he's worth having around, Flair's the guy that can get to make him look good.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It's nice when things come full circle, right? Because one of the events I was looking at for this was the December 16th, 1990 Starcade Collision Course.
Okay.
And that happens to be the same event that Patrick was talking about with the two Russian fellas.
Oh, the real Russians.
Yeah, Salman
Yeah.
Hashimikov and Victor Zangief. Victor Zangief was the guy that, yeah, it's interesting to see those names. They were
Is
called
that the same one of Rey Mysterio?
Yes,
Rey Mysterio, yeah. That's tag
Con
tournament.
Conan and Rey Mysterio. Yeah, just yeah, weird time. I didn't look at 1991 for this. I just looked at 1990. So the Black Scorpion, as we mentioned right at the start, right? That was in 1990. That was the same event.
So for people who don't know then, because we got people who don't like wrestling that listen, the Black Scorpion was a character that was feuding with Sting. And we didn't know who he was. Mysterious stuff was happening, and he was doing weird magic tricks.
Wait there, they were WCW. Who would it was it like Jim Herd at this point or something?
Ollie Anderson was booking.
Basically, they were tired of Ric Flair on top, so they were trying to push a new star, right?
Yeah.
That's the best. That's what I understand. They had this guy in a mask. Like, we'll figure out who it will be later. Let's push this new character on TV to fight for the world championship against Sting.
They didn't know who it was going to be. They just had the Black Scorpion. So the guy originally doing it was just like a magician who was doing some tricks on the stage and things like that. Yeah. The big reveal at the end of it is they wrestle at Starcade. So Starcade is WCW's WrestleMania. So what was 1990? Hogan, Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
So WCW's sort of WrestleMania, their Starcade that year, was Sting against the Black Scorpion,
Yes.
who, drum roll please,
Yeah.
turned out to be.
Well, they had no better options.
It was Ric Flair.
All those months of promoting this new character in a mask. We'll figure it out when we get to it. There's no one even good enough to.
Who did like magic where he'd disappear and reappear and stuff like that on the stage.
We've got no one worthy of fighting Sting for the world championship. Let's use Rick.
Absolutely mad.
Let's stick with what we know.
They would have got better numbers if they had just put Ric Flair. No one wants to see the Black Scorpion. Like, you want it to be revealed to be, I don't know, like Ravishing Rick Rude or something.
Shout out to our main man Callum, because the special referee of the Sting versus Black Scorpion match was Dick the Bruiser.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we need a 6-inch Dick the Bruiser, don't we? In our collections.
We do.
I was fairly content with all the people that Galoob released, right, throughout their small stint, and then just looking at the rosters, oh man, we could have had so many.
Yeah, it could have had so many. It's nice that we don't, so it's completable.
Yeah, and I imagine some of these were just too short a stays.
Yeah, we look at the things, right, and see the Nasty Boys are there. How long were the Nasty Boys there for? So I don't remember seeing them around this era in WCW. I remember seeing them later on, like 95 and stuff, 96.
They debuted in WWE December 29th, 1990.
Yeah, okay.
So at the very end of the year. So yeah, they weren't in WCW long. But you know, hindsight and stuff and just seeing their names, Nasty Boys Galoobs would have been tremendous. I love this bit of the wrestling toys we look at, and just I love it. I love looking at what was going on. It's so eye-opening.
It is. Like, my knowledge of wrestling is quite good in the 90s, but early sort of 90s WCW is just sort of, it's all over the place. But again, different bookers, different guys leaving and coming in. So the landscape's changing constantly.
You're sort of loosely aware of who's there because you know all these guys and you know what they did. You know, Ron Simmons became world champion, beating Vader. When was that? 92?
I think the undercard generally is pretty crap though.
Yeah. So
I was watching something the other day, and it was Tracy Smothers and someone else, and they were like cowboys, a bit like the Smoking Guns, but they were just a bit biff. They had like sort of always skin color trunks on, and sort of boots, and it's like they just look rubbish.
Well, I think for the most part, the reason we haven't really like gone down this rabbit hole is because it's shit when you see it, right?
Yeah.
And we just talked about their version of WrestleMania, and it was Flair under a mask. And they didn't want Flair under a mask, but that's what it was against Sting. At one of the big shows we just said, Junkyard Dog, who can't move, beat Ric Flair by disqualification in a main event for the world title. And it's like, what's this? Like, this is shit.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
hard. It really is
objectively
hard.
shit.
So I want to watch it, but every time I put it on, it just bores me to sleep. But there's so much sort of undercard, mid card rubbish that you can't even get to the good bits.
Oh yeah, I'll find the Nasty Boys Steiner's match that I was talking about and send it to you.
Yeah, I might have even seen it at some point. Just
Really good, because that's one of the, you'll hear like a constant sort of opinion, an overall opinion from the masses that you just disagree with, and
like
one
Savage and Steamboat.
Yeah, but one of the ones that's always bothered me is like people saying the Nasty Boys were shit. And it's like they were fucking good. They were really good.
Oh, I've never heard people say Nasty Boys.
Yeah. As wrestlers, dreadful wrestlers.
Oh, no, not at all.
They
did their gimmicks very well.
Yeah, tough bastards.
Just like their matches against like Cactus Jack and Man Mountain Rock, whatever it was called.
Yeah,
WCW. And there's like spade, like a shovel to the face and stuff.
Yeah, hard as fuck. They move really quickly as well. Fast paced dudes. No, don't get the credit they deserve at all.
No, they're good nasties. I like the nasties.
So all right. Well, I suppose all that's left is for me to ask you the standard question, right?
I think it is probably fake.
No. So you're in Woolworths, right?
Right.
It's 1990.
And it's business time.
Right. And you, your mum, and Darren, your older brother Darren, have gone to Woolworths for a bit of toy shopping. Right? Darren's nowhere to be seen.
Oh, bless. Has he made his video game yet? Because he's made a video game. It's available online. I'll tell you more about that next week.
Okay, please do. But don't interrupt the history.
Sorry.
Right?
How very dare I?
Darren's nowhere to be found, which isn't out of the ordinary, right? He always goes off on one. But your mum's like, I haven't seen him for a few minutes now. And she overhears some customers who have just been to BHS, right? And the fire alarm's going off. The whole place has been evacuated, and they've heard that a young boy is in the women's wear section sniffing bras, right? And your mum's like, bloody hell, Martin, hurry up. You know exactly who that is. Let's get the fuck out of here. Hurry up. Pick up one of these WCW Series 1 Galoob action figures right now, and we've got to go. Let's just go home. Let's let the police deal with that bra sniffer.
Okay, it's fairly straightforward.
Okay.
Sting is the best Galoob.
Yes.
The black one is the coolest Galoob.
Yes.
It comes in a 2-pack with Lex Luger.
Ooh.
I'm grabbing that because I'm a greedy, spoiled rat.
You are, and your mum's just embarrassed. Okay. Is this one? And you're like, yeah, this is one, mum. And she's like, okay,
yeah, this one. See, it's one box shaking around, and I'll sort of say, look, they only do them in 2-packs, and I'll show her a few more 2-packs.
Yeah,
so this is what the WCW is.
And you sneak out through the crowd.
Yeah, through the crowded people. I'm going to go and sniff some bras too.
Hopefully he's pocketed some to take home. Yeah. Oh, I suppose good that you're picking up a 2-pack. So there were 4 2-packs, weren't there?
Oh, yes.
Doom, Steiners, Luger and Sting, and Flair and Anderson.
Every different Sting has the same Luger with it.
Yes.
So you got the 3 colours of Sting, just with the standard Luger with crap pose.
I'll be greedy as well. I think I'll ask your mum if I can have the Steiners.
Oh, I think that's only fair. So we can find out what it says on the box.
Yeah, no, I'd love the Steiners, I think.
And she'll turn around and go, who are you?
I'm a bit sad that you agreed with my ranking, to be honest.
Well, I think if I changed anything, Sid would be 3rd, Barry Windham would be 2nd.
Yeah, neither here. Nothing controversial, which is good. It's good that we're same wavelength.
So that must be right then, right?
Yes, yeah,
or more or less.
So that's objective. When we're agreed, that's it.
The only sad thing is now I'm looking at these and thinking some of them are a bit crap, whereas I never thought of that before.
Yeah, so
So normally we look at these toys and I think, oh man, these are brilliant. I've never seen these before. Look at these Last Action Hero figures. I'm going to buy all of them. Now I'm looking at Galoobs going, oh yeah, that one isn't very good, is it? What's the deal with Ron Simmons' pose?
Do you know what's really sad? Maybe over time we'll question our whole existences.
Oh, I
Right.
do on the reg, yeah.
Because some of these look a bit weird, right? A bit rubbish. This is arguably the best series that we've looked at.
I don't know. Have you not seen my kick fighting Spartan?
It beats LJN Series 1.
At the minute, I see the LGNs just with how big it was and how many it was as being the best toy line we've looked at.
Yeah.
Is this better because the ring's great, but the roster's small? Is Last Action Hero maybe better because you can use any toys with it?
I think, well, there'll be different factors to consider, right? But I think you're going to struggle to beat LJN for the time being with all that, with all the extras, because all you're getting here in Galoobs, as good as they are, all you're getting is wrestlers. There's no referee.
Yeah, imagine if you got like a referee in Paulie Dangerously and then Missy Hyatt.
But the LJN had the cage too, right?
Yeah, didn't have a bell.
Didn't have a bell, to the best of our knowledge. Does the bell work very well?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's got a little plastic hammer. You ding a real bell.
Ah,
it's good.
Yeah,
Things to think about.
Yeah, I reckon, I predict things could change, right? Because we have an evolving opinion all the time. I predict this is going to be just behind LJN.
Ahead of Last Action Hero?
I reckon so. When it's all just because there is enough.
I would like us to keep a tally. Where everything is. I think in our heads at the minute we have it, right? So
yeah, no, we will. We'll have something visual, and it will help when we start doing our sort of videos showing off what arrives, right?
Yes,
we'll get some of our league tables on there as well.
I think so. I think we need to have a league table going on so everyone can see it at all times. What's moved?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So no, I'm happy where we are. Yeah, this is great. Good. Let's reconvene next week for more WCW Galoobs.
Where we look at Series 2, the UK exclusives.
Yes. Is Series 2 is there a Series 2 and UK exclusives, or is that one and the same?
I think it's one and the same. Series 2 is UK exclusives.
Wowzers trousers.
As far as I know.
In the meantime, as always, go and listen to the Callum Graham and his album Existential Dread. That's really good.
Go and buy some toys at actionfigureseller.com.
Oh yeah, do that. Go and buy yourself Reaction DMX figure. It's Dark and Hell is Hot from that album.
Okay.
Little reaction figure of that. There you go.
And get excited about playing my brother Darren's video game.
Oh yeah, is he going to come on and tell us about it?
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Because I don't know what you're talking about, and I'm quite excited.
I played it. I finished it. There's a lot of Darrenisms in there, and you would enjoy it.
Does it cost money?
No, free. Totally free to play.
He needs to charge people. Callum's music, Darren's games, my toys, Marty's Jersey Retro Toy Hunting. Go check that out. Thank you, everyone.
Until next time.
It's been a whopping pleasure.
It has. Bye-bye.
Oh, bye.
I'm going on a toy hunt. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm going on a toy hunt. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. They say one man's trash is another man's treasure, and all the sky I said. Just fucking